Ah, a manifestation. Oh, the Two of Cups. Wow. The Blunt Truth, Page of Swords. But this is about the connection, the working together as a team, perhaps. But this is the connection of two people, the Two of Cups. But the Magician indicates that there is, confidence that's needed to manifest more than what you have. It's not about the tools and the things that you need to have physically that's going to get you to what you want. It's more of the confidence, it's the understanding, the belief that you have everything that you need. Well, not necessarily that you have everything you need, but that you can will the magic necessary to be happy, okay, or to get to what you want. Right? You have to wield yourself. So if you believe in yourself, as in regards to making something happen, you're good to go. But there's some sort of confidence situation going on here. Now, the mentality going into this relationship, person number one here, which I usually read as my clients, which would be you, Virgo, but you feel free to go ahead and pick the other side if this doesn't resonate with you. But the mentality going into the relationship is definitely looking at what else needs to be done, what other work needs to be put into the relationship. Not that you guys are like looking at this because you guys believe that you should be at a certain place at this point in time, but you're looking to grow it, you're looking to expand. And I think this is really talking about really like looking at what is there left to make this relationship as strong as you possibly can. Really putting in work and trying to figure out what else you can, what else you can muster out, what else you can do to strengthen the connection between you and this individual. Now, the other person, however, is very, very fiery, okay, in the sense of like passion and excitement and having more fun. I think this person is trying to enjoy themselves, okay. The Knight of Wands. Now, the person here could indicate that this person could indicate here that they're not necessarily looking for a relationship. They're looking to just have a good time. It can, but I don't want to put this person. I don't want. I'm not putting the person down by saying it, but what I am saying though is that this may not be the case. This person may be looking to have more fun with the connection, have more fun with the relationship, not take it so seriously. But I get this feeling that this person's really looking at this relationship as something that can improve in regards to the fun zone, something that's more enjoyable. This could indicate someone that's a very, they see, either they see themselves as unreliable, or they just, they're looking to have fun. I think this is the whole purpose, right? It's just to enjoy themselves, to enjoy life. Because if this person is taking a look at the relationship and seeing this as what to do, what is left to do to get necessarily grow it, I think this person's looking at like what else can we do to have fun, or this person's more day by day in the way they live their lives. Therefore, they're not going to be looking at what is the long term, goal for this. They're looking at what can I get out of it at this moment. Now, the person here, how they display themselves, looks dissatisfied. I feel like this person can definitely feel like or sense that this person's feeling dissatisfied. But they're definitely going after what it is that they want. They're trying to find it, but they know what they don't want, and I think that's the thing. This person's trying to find it. They're all about what truly makes them passionate, makes them feel good. And I think that with the Eight of Cups being there like that, I think this person kind of displays this, I'm not feeling how this situation is going. They're not feeling it. This is not really for them. Well, on this case here, Virgo, this may be you or this other person, right? You're displaying the Six of Cups. Like, I think there's a lot of rose-tinted glasses, unfortunately. Not in a bad sense, but like looking at the relationship, if somebody's not feeling it, but the other person is definitely looking at, romantic time, seeing this relationship as awesome, this is not a bad thing. You're definitely allowed to see this relationship as something good, something awesome, or something loving and sweet. But this kind of gives this kind of impression that this person's like almost in a period in time where nothing's wrong, nothing is upsetting or could be better. Everything's working just fine. There's a beautiful connection. There's beautiful everything. I think also this person could just be very aware of the connection that they have with the other individual and not necessarily have rose tinted glasses. This could be someone else entirely. This doesn't have to be you. That may not resonate. But the thing is that it can, and sometimes it is the case. Doesn't mean it has to resonate with you guys. But the situation is this: somebody maybe you're just very aware of the connection, feel very strongly with regards to the connection, or they were, this is a very um, um, innocent time for them. Not innocent time, but it brings them back to the olden days or the times when they first fell in love. Like they feel very youthful in the connection, or they act like as if they first met. In a way. Very interesting card to get in the Six of Cups, though, because the reason why they act like this is because they're ready to start a new beginning, or they're taking action on what they want. They are trying to grow it. They're trying to make something amazing happen with this relationship. They see great potential with it. They see the relationship with great potential, right? They're very much in love potentially, right? And they see this relationship potentially with rose-tinted glasses too. Like they just see the best of the best out of this relationship. They feel good with this relationship, and that's why they're looking at what needs to be done. What else can I do? What can I do to continue to make this work? But this other person, I'm not. This person's a little bit. It makes me a little worried because this person's so loved up here, right? Looking at what things what things need to be done. This individual's looking like they're not feeling it at all. The King of Swords. The reason why is because of the King of Swords. Now, it could be that you're dealing with a Aquarius, Gemini, or a Libra, but this could indicate that this is somebody that is taking the relationship very seriously, or they see something very serious. They may have their own perspective. They may have, things that they believe should go into a relationship or which shouldn't. This person's very, uncompromising when it comes to their own truth. Because as the reason as to why they are the way that they are, the way that they're, kind of distanced themselves, or not distanced themselves, but they're emotionally drained in the relationship. They're looking to have more fun. They're looking to, to do what they want to do, or do what, not necessarily do what they want to do, but just, have more freedoms to enjoy themselves, to enjoy the connection. But they're showing dissatisfaction here is because the King of Swords, they're detached. I want to go ahead and pull one other card for this. The Lovers, the King of Swords. They're very logical and they're looking at this. Interesting. The Lovers is the indication of the, it's not a balance between your head and your heart, but people say it's the decision of your head and your heart, right? It's like your love there, and then you have your mind. And usually when the real deception of the Lovers is that it is a decision when it really isn't. I think this person is trying to connect with you or connect with the other person here because they're being very logical about how the relationship is going. It's very interesting. It's almost like the person is kind of showing, like, looking for what they truly love, or trying to find their ninth cup, trying to find their wish, because they're just satisfied with something. And perhaps it's because they've been going through life with their, with the logical part of their brain doing all the operating. It's very interesting because you have the head and the heart symbolization in the Lovers, and it looks like when it comes to the Lovers, with the King of Swords, like somebody's being very logical with it. Somebody's looking at the situation with their logical brain. They're not allowing their heart to truly accept or to truly have a role in their relationship, in their love lives, in their life period. Because the Lovers, it's about whether or not you choose to accept the love that you feel. Because I think ultimately this person does know what they love, but they just have to stop being so logical with it. The King of Swords is so confusing sometimes when it comes up like this, because it's almost like somebody's trying to cut the relationship. They're done with it. But it's weird when the Lovers comes up, because this is a soulmate connection. Let me get one more card for this. Why is the Lovers coming up for the King of Swords? The Chariot. Yeah, balance between head and heart, like I was saying. But this is about also a victory. Okay. One more. Why is the Chariot coming up for this? Tower. You got all major arcanas for this. This is insane. Wow. Okay. The King of Swords is coming up as the motivation of the spiritual energy because of this connection, the connection that this person feels, right? What I'm about to say probably will not make any sense, and how it's coming out is not making much sense either. It's something about this week. I think since especially with Mercury going retrograde, all of the messages are going to be scrambled, and with the new moon going into Sagittarius later on this week as well, everything's going to get jumbled up. And it's because I think the reason why everything is looking a little crazy is because we have to look at the bigger picture, and how they're displaying the bigger picture is very confusing. But the person is acting very cold and distant, and they're very detached at this moment because of the relationship. They want all the control, but that's the thing. They have the epiphany. Like it's weird. The tower, it can indicate an epiphany, not just that there's some sort of radical change or anything like that, but that there's something that's caught their attention, something that's shifted their perspective. And what it looks like is that they want all the control that they can get. Not that they're super controlling or anything like that, but they don't want to lose that sense of control. You know what I'm saying? They want to have. They just want to. They just want to control themselves. They don't really want to be told what to do. They don't want to be confined by a relationship. If that's the case, I think they just want to feel more in control of themselves. And the lovers, it's almost like this person believes they have to choose themselves, their freedom, or being connected in a relationship. But in actuality, it has nothing to do with that. You don't ever lose your independence. And I feel like that's the problem. The King of Swords, they are just very adamant about their freedom and their independence. They have the Knight of Wands, which is Sagittarius, and then the King of Swords, which is Aquarius. And those two, if I'm not mistaken, they do take their freedom very seriously. And the reason why they kind of they look like they're coming off this, or they're acting a little off, is because I think they're trying to find their individuality, their sense of freedom while being in the relationship. Because ultimately, even though they want that freedom, even though that logical part of them is like, I need to be free, I need to have my own way, I need to be, all that, they know who they love, and they love this other person. They love this other person too. That's why the Eight of Cups is still there, right? That's why they're emotionally drained. It's not that the relationship is unpleasurable. I think it's mostly because they just don't feel like they have the control that they need. They don't feel like they have, that's the confidence thing, the magician, where, that individual power that comes into manifesting what they want. They have to find that. Now, it makes sense that what brought these two together is the King of Wands, right? Passion, the individuality, the uniqueness, that spark of energy that definitely, is that definitely that both parties found attractive in each other, right? That individuality, that uniqueness, that authenticity, that was what sparked that energy between the two. But the challenge now is to recognize they're still individual, but they can still make great progress together. That this is still a victory, but you don't have to, it's not about mending and molding yourself into one individual per se. And you don't completely lose yourself when it comes to this. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think it's like somebody's taking this situation very literally. I'm thinking that they won't be able to hang out with friends. They won't be able to do the things that they used to do. Things like that. Look at that. Buy the book just flew right the hell out. I didn't even get a real chance to shuffle. I'm going to keep that because that's what it's feeling like. Somebody's trying to kind of hold on to old ways of thinking, old ways of doing stuff. And that kind of mentality is causing this person to freak out. Just a little bit. And they have it's understandable for them to freak out the way that they are, considering that, they've been, doing their own thing for a long time. But I think they want a commitment, but they don't want to lose their sense of security. Not a sense of security. They don't want to lose their, all the control in their lives. They don't want to they don't want to feel like they have to give something up, if that makes sense. Like they don't want to give up that freedom of controlling themselves, if that makes sense. Because it will require them to, work together with you in regards to making things work for, period. Like, if this is going to be a relationship, I feel like if there is marriage involved in this, then this would scare the hell out of somebody like that. Someone that's very free thinking and is not conformist to anything. So if marriage is on the table, then yeah, this person is definitely kind of freaking out a little bit, because it's like, well, I don't really want to lose my identity. And I think this person has to understand that this is not losing your identity. This is you becoming stronger and more powerful together. But as a unit, but through your own individual